Hello, Wasteland. And today, yes, we have yet another product review from our friends at Kyamsil Designs. Yes, so I received this in the post today. It was meant to be first class sign for, but for the life of me, I wasn't actually here, so they just stuck it through the letterbox. And good on them, because otherwise I'd have to go to the post office and go get it. But as you can see, this is from our good friends over at Kyamsil Designs, and today we are going to be opening this up and reviewing it. Now, some of you might remember the last video I did on Kyamsil Designs, where after I opened it up, I decided to take the bits and make a bunch of cars. And the same applies in this video. I'm going to be opening this package up, getting the bits bags out, or frames, or whatever they're on, and I'm going to be seeing what we can make from it. Alright, so let's open this sucker up. Rip, tear, rend. Come on, there you go. Right, let's have a look. What do we have today? Ooh, it's in bubble wrap this time. Okay. Oh, yeah. No business cards this time, though, sadly. But I do still have the ones from last time, so that is A-OK in my books. Alright, well, lots and lots of wheels like last time, which is cool. Looks like, if I just shuffle these around, looks like we've got some of the barrels that they do, which is really cool. Oh, I know what these are. These are the New Jersey barriers that they do. Because there's a few different companies out there at the moment doing these sorts of things, and lots of people going, oh, well, I've got this technique for making Jersey barriers. But it's quite nice to see some up and in person. So that's pretty neat. What else do we have? What is in this? So I've got a rough idea of the kind of goodies that I've been sent by Fran over at Kyamsil Designs. Oh, I think it was small weapons. Hang on. No, this is the new... Oh, this is really cool. Hang on. They've started doing... Because they've got... It's not just an FDM 3D printer they've got. They've actually got a resin one as well. And they've started doing stowage, little bags of... Well, bags and backpacks and all sorts of fun little bits. But if I just empty this out... Hang on. So they've started doing this range of FDM... No, not FDM. Resin printed little stowage things, like little rolled up sleeping bags and tents and backpacks and all sorts of goodies. But because it's coming out on a resin 3D printer, the actual level of detail is a lot higher than you would normally get from the FDM stuff. And the cool thing is, these can be put on any build. I mean, I suppose arguably just like a gun or an oil barrel or something like that. But the actual level of detail on these things is fairly incredible. So look at that. It adds a sense of scale. Once you start putting things that you recognise in real life, like backpacks and sleeping bags and, you know, rolled up tents and tarps and things, once you start putting those on your cars, it really helps create a sense of scale. Because we know what those things look like in real life. So those are really cool, and it's really nice for someone like me, because I don't currently have a 3D printer or anything like that. You know, now I'm in a position where I can simply chop this off and stick this on and have this amongst the oil barrels and drums and things. So this can turn into a proper scavenging wasteland vehicle. Now these are really cool. These are so a lot of this stuff, I'd say most of this stuff that I've been sent is brand new to the Kyamsil Designs website. There's a few companies out there doing like hand grenades and things for your cars, but these are actually individual grenades. Get a load of these. Look at the scale of those. They are so tiny. And the nice thing, I can quite happily imagine someone like printing off hundreds and hundreds of grenades and then like covering a car in them. But they also sell now as part of the grenades kit, they sell little grenade boxes which are FDM printed, because in this case the little individual lines work in its favour, because it looks like the kind of panel lines that you get on wood. It looks like the wood grain. They sell the boxes, and they sell little stick grenades can be put in there. Look at that, look at that, look how cool those look. I mean, that level of detail is insane. I mean, you've got to appreciate the scale that we're working with here. So there are your stick grenades, right? And then here's your car. Like, it truly is remarkable how small and how detailed these things can get. You could stick them all over the place, or you could have like a special like weapon built that chucks these things. Oh man, oh, I'm gonna have so much fun working with these. Now let's have a look at these, because I can't quite tell what these are in the little bag. Okay, so alright, bear with me, camera. Okay, so this is a rocket pod, right? So you go, okay, but that needs some rockets. So that's where these little guys come into effect, and you would just glue that on, and bam, you got a little rocket pod that in this case has already been firing because of some of the rockets in the little holes. A little teeny tiny rocket pod. And it looks like, as part of the set, you get 4 of them. 4 little rocket pods. As well as this more aircraft designed one. I've always had like a hit or miss relationship with these sort of more attack helicopter style rocket pods. And I think it's because you don't really see them in movies as much. Like when you see a Hollywood film and you got Arnie there with like the 4-barrel, rocket launcher over his shoulder, you go, yeah, looks sick, let's put that on a car. But with these, you see these more in real life on like Technicals and Syria and stuff like that. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Very different, very strange, but pretty cool. And this, I believe, this is just more guns, because you can never have enough guns. No, I know what this is. This is new turret weapons, new flamer weapons. These are just covered in printing debris. Oh my goodness, what is that forest of wire? I mean, these are meant to be, I believe, Molotov cocktails in crates. So, your typical, like, whiskey bottles with little rags hanging out of them. But, oh my goodness. Fran, I love you, but we got to talk about this. Because that requires a bit of cleaning. I mean, I know my hands are nothing to sniff at, but however, credit to them. You can get some individually. If I can hold the thing steady, there you go, look. So those are quite nice little Molotov cocktails there. And they do come in a variety of bottles, which I do appreciate. Because more often than not, people go, oh, Molotovs, just put them in round bottle shapes. And it's like, no, you get Jack Daniels, that's a classic non-round bottle shape. And that stuff is, of course, incredibly flammable. So yeah. So yeah, look at that. That is a solid flamethrower bit, isn't it? Oh, wow. Yeah, I've been meaning to do a tutorial on a Sweet Tooth build, just to show people how I did that. And Sweet Tooth, of course, has a flamethrower turret. And these bits will come in really handy. Look at the level of detail on these. Like, you don't need to worry about drilling barrels or anything. It is all done. That is good to go. My goodness. Very, very nice. We got lots of lovely different flamethrower variants, which is really nice, because this always bugs me when you see like Wasteland builds and it's like, yeah, here's my car, it's got two flamethrowers on it and it's the exact same flamethrower on both sides. It's like, no, these things would be scrapped together out of whatever they had lying around. So yeah, and same as when they do. Oh, wow, they've got the dual handles on the back there. Same as with the heavy machine gun kit that they do. It's just a simple matter of choosing a back, choosing a front, and gluing the 2 bits together. So we'll have a play with those. We've also got these bigger bags. So I think I'll do the floppier one of the 2. But let's just put all these goodies to one side. So thank you so much for those. It's so nice to have lots of little fiddly bits for builds. Always very useful. Okay, so it looks like... Oh, this is... Oh, okay, okay. That's not what... It's not what I was expecting. Oh boy, I've just noticed I have not got long to record this. Okay, so we're going to have to do this very quickly. Yes, fantastic. This is the police crash barriers bag. This one is... Oh, this is the one that's got the oxy-acetylene torches. No, I don't have enough time to appreciate all these things. Oh, that's the police bits for the police cars. And this one, more guns. More guns for everyone. Different kinds of guns as well. Good, good, good. And what's this one? Bull bars for cars. Oh, it's the police anti-escape measures. Hang on, this is something I do want to point out. Alright, sick, so... You see this on Facebook every now and then, because the Gaslands Facebook page, I absolutely love it, but I swear you guys upload the same videos and link to the same videos day in, day out, and you'll get at least 10 people going, hey, have you seen this? Has anyone tried to make this? And it's the truck with the GAU 8 helicopter minigun, which is like the biggest minigun in the world or some rubbish. And it's like, yes, we've seen this, post new content. But this was doing the rounds a while back, and this is the new police anti-escape measures. And it doesn't look like much, but it's actually a really, really good wheel-catching item. So the idea is it's a length of ropes, not ropes, they're like bands that come out of this little assembly. Like, it all folds up neat as well. It's really cool. And as the police car is getting closer to the escaping vehicle, like, let's use this truck as an example, the moment it touches the tyre, that's it. It just tangles up and just forces the vehicle to stop. And it's like, that's such a cool idea. And no one had made bits for it yet. This is what I like about Kyamsil Designs, and this is what I like about Gaslands as a game and what this is doing for the hobby. We're seeing bits enter the marketplace now, which previously would never have been made, and no one would have made them, ever. Like, forget it. Games Workshop, to them, Dark Future is dead in a ditch. Like, they're never going to bring that back. They made a licensed video game. That is it. They're done. But now we're seeing other people, and they're making all the cool stuff that, you know, up until now, there just hadn't been any reason for anyone to manufacture for. And I find that really cool. I'm really glad that this is a thing. And you can guarantee when I make a police interceptor gang, this is going to be on one of my cars. And it's going to be really neat. So yeah, I'm really happy with that. What is this little thing? Okay, and we are back. And here are the cars that I've made this time round with the bits from Kyamsil Designs. And I've done a couple of new things, and things I've never tried before, like having a crash barrier bended to the front windscreen of a car. That's pretty neat. But I've also tried my hand at building a car using Kyamsil Design wheels that actually spin, which is really nice. So I've really enjoyed doing that, as well as enjoying all the new weird little bits that have been coming out from Kyamsil Designs. I absolutely love, I cannot express this enough, I absolutely love that he's made the modern police pursuit, you know, anti-criminal measure. Like, I absolutely love that. Now, I spoke to Fran over at Kyamsil Designs about this, because I was like, well, I've only got one, and I thought you know, they would have them on either side of the car, because that looks a bit lopsided. And he was like, no, the way they're designed is you only need one, because it attaches to the front of the ram, and then, you know, that's where you go in to spike the enemy car. But I thought that they went, you know, sort of just in front of the wheel arch, so I've got one raised and one lowered, so, but hey ho. Well, I figured I'd just do a quick comparison of how things are changing for Kyamsil Designs. So, considering the last video I did was however many months ago, and the barrels I had back then were these FDM, quite large, quite thick, heavy prints. I mean, they're still barrels, they still do the job nicely, but they've since changed the actual nozzle size. So now if you compare that to a modern FDM printed barrel that they put out, or SLA or whatever the 3D printed term. If you just compare it to this one, like it's very, very easy to see the increase in quality. And this is their existing line. So you've got before from like I think it's like 6 months ago, and their current, and the actual quality is improving. It is going up. So that's really nice. All right, so we need to move on. Well, what else do I have to talk about? Okay, so we know that I think that the grenade box idea is absolutely fantastic. It is very easy to just snip these little grenades off the frame and then go, oh, I've got this lovely little grenade box, and I can put the grenades anywhere I like. I can go, oh, there's one just there, as my hand creates a massive shadow. Like, you can just push it in and there you go. You have now made a creative decision regarding your Wasteland vehicles. Fantastic. I couldn't be happier with that. However, I've spoken to Fran about this. What is going on with these Molotov cocktails? I can forgive a lot of stuff, but they're just so wispy and difficult to, like, where would you even begin? I don't, like, they shouldn't really be FDM. Like, I appreciate you trying something new, but I just can't recommend these. I can recommend everything else, but I can't recommend these. They just need a bit too much work. If these were in resin, like, you know, the other grenade stuff, it'd be fantastic. Like, it's not even the tray, it is literally the Molotovs in the tray. So the question is, what happens if you do them separate? Well, I've found, because he sent some of those as well, if he does them separate, they work perfectly fine. Look at them. They work lovely, and you go, yeah, but they've got a bit of cleanup to do as well. Ah, yes, but if you compare that to on my vehicle, where I have one of these, they clean up great. And then you compare that to like this, which they've done as part of it. I think that's lovely. Isn't that a great bit of terrain? Just waiting to be glued to like a van or like some mission objective. Got to get the welding kit in between races. Oh, that's wonderful. So you've got all these amazing things that are going really well, and then it kind of gets ruined because you see like one or two things and you're like, oh, I don't like the look of that. Okay, so Jerricans, right? Everyone likes a good Jerrican, but not many people make these little holders, and you go, what's so special about them? Aren't they printed to it? No, they're not. So if I just take these pliers and just ever so carefully, oh no, shoot, I need to go at this angle. Ever so carefully do this. They actually come out. They actually come out of the holders. Look at that. There you go. So they're actually designed to be fully interchangeable, so you can put whatever fuel, you know, whatever jerry can, whatever little gas canister you want in there. It's great, and they just slot in. Look at that. Let's get this other one on there and put them in back to front to trigger people. Come on. There you go. Look at that. So now you can actually decide, well, maybe I only want him to have one on there, or maybe it's like a race and you're like, oh, well, I've already used up one of my, you know, nitros in the race. Well, there you go. You can represent it on the model with a little jerry can. How good, how fun, how solid a design is that? All right, okay, so this is just one more thing before we, you know, have a look at the painted bits at the end and, you know, final thoughts and all that jazz. And I just wanted to look at one thing that I've been talking to Fran about, and it is difficult and it's not something that everyone can do. So this is, you know, SOPA, PIPA, whatever, COPA, you know, I need to cope warning. You know, if you're a child watching this, don't do this at home. It involves dangerous things like fire. So I like to think if you're a child watching these videos, you're a bit smart enough to know that there are certain things in the world you probably shouldn't be playing with. So what I'm talking about is how I did the bent guardrail windscreen cover for that Interceptor. On this one, I'm going to use the same technique to bend, if I can just show you. So I've got my heavy machine gun there, I've got my little canister of ammunition there, and I've got this very straight and very inflexible bullet belt. And I'm going to bend it to go from here to go here. So you might be thinking, James, that sounds absolutely terrible. You know how inflexible these things are. Yes, however, I'm going to try and use fire to make it so. And you guys are going to watch. So this won't be my normal, I'm talking as I do it, as I'll be very kind of in-depth thinking about everything. So, yeah, you guys just sit tight for a minute. Because I only get one shot, because I've only got one bit. So, well, I got one lighter, but I've got one piece of plastic to do this, so you see that? See how it starts to bend? Because the problem is I want it to go like into there like that, so maybe grab it there and do this. That might work, you know. Oh, bloody hell. That was actually easier than I thought it would be. Right, okay. Just to put in perspective why I was worrying so much about that. So yes, live on air, I'm going to ruin another one of these perfectly good little barriers. I just want to show you how hard it was to make this one, because this just goes up like nobody's business. Well, already there you can see it warping, but look at the other side where it's been closer to the heat. It's just completely goes. Look at that. I mean, I probably shouldn't be poking it with my finger. And oh no, it's actually caught fire. Oh, that's not good. That's not. So yeah, the actual piece caught fire. So what did we learn from this, children? Don't play with fire. And we are back with Kyamsil Designs Bits Review 2.0. The cars are painted up and they are looking fine. So considering I've got the police interceptor lights bits and like the bull bars and the pursuit trapper, I thought, well, it would be a bit wrong of me if I didn't do these up as a police gang. So for this paint job, instead of doing them in the sort of three typical review colours of bare metal, rust, and then painted, I've done them, all three of them, in matching, well, semi-matching police colours, as though these were actual police cars. I mean, it's still the apocalypse. Everything's still a bit rough around the corners. I didn't go into like decal territory or anything. So in my mind, it's the reason why they look so rough and shonky is because this would have been like a tribal band that just painted up their cars to all look sort of roughly the same, like roughly police force. If you've ever read Judge Dredd, there's an issue where he goes out to the cursed earth and he encounters a town that's ran by a mutant that found like training guide, and he was like, "Oh, I'm a mega city judge, and there's no justice, there's just us." So but yeah, even the Jerricans, they work so well. And you might worry like, oh, well, if I'm going to be taking them, putting them in and out so many times, won't the paint rub off? They're so easy to paint. It's just not an issue. Like, I can guarantee you will have so much fun with these new bits because I know I have. But yeah, I've had so much fun working with these bits. Like even the Molotov cocktail, if you give that a nice vibrant color, because like Jack Daniel's bottles and all that, they're always so brown and black. But all the cars are brown and black, so you have to do something to break it up. But you give it a vibrant color, and it stands out so well and fits in really nicely. And here you can see the stowage at the back of this one. Even the traffic cones painted up really nicely. Like I really, genuinely, I've had such a fun time working with these bits, and I can't wait to make some more police cars because the nice thing is I've done this review, but I've still got lots of bits left over. Like it's bonkers. So yeah, so it just goes to show, like, even if you go, okay, I'm not going to fabricate anything, I'm just going to get bits from one supplier and make my cars with that, you can make some fantastic cars. And if we compare these to the original Kyamsil Design ones, like, the level of detail in the bits that they make is only going up. Like I showed you the barrels, like I'm showing you here with the M40 machine gun. Like, honestly, Fran, you're doing a Honestly, Fran, you're doing a fantastic job. Just keep making those bits. All right, and that wraps it up for today's episode. But before we go, do not touch that dial because, yes, the 26th of January has come and gone, and that means that Gaslands UK's first car of the month for 2020 is done. That's right. The time for putting in your entries is now over, which means it is down to our 11 contestants. And may I say, these are some fine vehicles. So as you see the names flashing up on the screen, can I just say congratulations to these guys for doing the challenge, for making a car and painting it in like 4 weeks, or in some cases less. But on top of that, best of luck to whoever wins, which you will find out in the next video. So, good luck to Bruce DeSmid, Charlie Crump, Chris Hutchings, Chris John, that's 2 Chris's, Dewey Clow, Gareth Parrell, Mark Capel, Najal Prince, Tobias Hutton, Tony Peacock, and Voodoo Jones. And can I just say, it's really nice that even Kev Dallimore, someone who can't actually technically compete, it's really nice to see that he's gotten involved as well. I mean, that is a rock solid build and just goes to show like the level that people can work at when you really dedicate yourself to your craft. So congratulations to all of you guys and good luck. And I will see you all in the next episode. Goodbye. If you enjoyed today's episode, please consider liking, subscribing, hitting that notification bell, blah 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 blah, desperate chilling out. All the usual junk that people do at this point. Alright, so, as always, remember, if you've enjoyed seeing the bits today, consider supporting the channel by, next time you buy these bits, use the code JHMiniatures at checking out, and you too can have 10% off your order at Kyamsil Designs and Mad Cars Green Miniatures. Alright, I'm out. See you later, guys.